Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do the final modification on my H15R before I put it to work for the summer. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to put these little ears on that I got on Amazon. They're going to mount right here, and then there's going to be a steel bar that runs between them, between these two drive motors. And basically it'll protect things from hitting it, etc. And then you can use this as a tie down point, and it just keeps these from bending. I don't think in my usage of this machine there's a real risk of it bending, but you never know. So I'm going to make sure that it's on here and it's nice and tight against these drive motors so that this thing has no chance of it ever bending, and then I have a nice secure tie down. So let's show you how to do that now. Okay, in my previous videos, I installed these guards here over top. So these are going to stay, obviously, but now we're just going to go ahead and add the addition of the ears. So I've decided that I want this tight against the drive motor itself. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off for now and then put them back on when the job is done. Obviously, I'm working in the barn now because of the canopy. I can't fit this machine in my garage anymore. So I have to work back here. So that means I have to bring all my tools down here. It's not quite as convenient. I could work in the driveway, but it's fine. I have lights back here, so it's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off, and then we're going to put these on and take a measure, cut the pipe, and then we're going to deal with how to get the weld on here because I don't have a welder. So we're going to talk about that, and I have an idea. We'll see if it works. So the guards are off now on the top here, and now I just have these on mounted here. So I wanted to show you something that in case you have no access to a welder or you can't get a welder for whatever reason, you could get by and it'd be fine. So what's going to happen is that is going to pass through that hole right there, the steel bar, the tube, and it's going to press against the edge of the motor here, and you're going to take it through and measure it all the way to here. Now you could just go from plate to plate, this plate all the way over to this plate, but I think it's going to be better if it goes all the way through and touches right here, all the way through and touches right here. Make that a tight fit, because what that's going to do is if you can't get around to welding it right away, you now have your toe, your tie downs, and you also have some protection here against this thing twisting. Although if this starts to twist, it's going to push on this, but it's going to be a lot harder to push, bend this and this at the same time. Now, ideally, you're going to want to weld it to here and to here, because then this bracket takes the brunt of any twisting motion. Just not sure that in my use, I'm going to need it. So right now, my goal is to get the bar on. If my buddy can weld this up for me in the near future, I'll do it, and I'll just have it welded for the end of this video. If he can't, then we're just going to leave it touching here and here, and it's going to provide whatever protection that provides until we can get around to getting it welded. I think that's perfectly fine. So anyways, let's go ahead and cut that bar now, and I'll bring it down and I'll show you what it looks like installed. So it's cut, and I made the game day decision when I got to the garage to just cut it flush with the ends of the ears rather than try to, I'm going to have it welded. So having them extend all the way out really doesn't add much. So I said, and then you're trying to get it exactly to that exact measurement so it's a tight fit. I said, you know what, forget it. I'll just cut it. Now it doesn't have to be exact, but I got it pretty close to where I wanted it. So I'm going to go ahead then and see, take this to my buddies, but I want to make sure that they weld it exactly square. So I have an idea on how to get it there and keep it squared up. This could be a really dumb idea to transport it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some J-B Weld on here, and hopefully that'll temporarily hold it in place so they can start welding it and it's in its exact position it needs to be in and won't move. Because if these are off, obviously I won't be able to bolt it right back up to here, because here it's perfect. So you want to be able to make sure you bring it in, it's going to fit to bolt it in. So we're going to see if we can eliminate some of that problem by fixing that with some J-B Weld. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to put it on right now. Okay, so I went ahead and applied some J-B Weld there, and then on this side right here. And again, I'm not asking it to do anything structural. I just want it to hold that in place so when I take it to my buddy's shop, it's exactly where I want it to be. Then he can weld the other two sides real quick, and then we can knock off that J-B Weld. At least that's the way I'm envisioning it. I could be completely wrong, but let's hope that that works and that'll keep it tight. I'll let you know because in tomorrow morning I'm taking this off and running it up to his shop. So the J-B Weld has had all night to cure. So I'm going to go ahead and take this bar off, and we're going to see if it held up. So I'm going to pop this off and let you know the results and see if this made sense to do or not, or if I just wasted my time. So for those of you at home who were laughing the whole time you watched my little experiment with J-B Weld, you were correct. It didn't work even a little. So I just thought it might be an easy way to hold this in place, and it was no big deal because I'm running up to my buddy's shop tomorrow anyway, so I had a couple days to play around. So anyway, so here's what I decided to do. Don't do that. That was a fail. But here's what you can do. I marked this with a scratch awl, so I've got my marks here and here. And then I labeled I don't know that it makes a difference, but you know, I labeled right and left here on the tube. And then it's 18 7/8 from here to here, and it's 19 7/8 from the outside to the outside. So once we weld, we know exactly what measurements we need to get to, you know, however he sets it up in his shop. And I'm sure he'll get that just perfect for me. So, and then this will be done, and I'll bring it back, give it a coat of paint, and put this on. But so when I come back, we'll have this welded, painted, and we'll have it back on. And I'll show you how I'm going to put that on and accommodate the brackets that have to go over this, because this is pretty thick stuff here. It's like a 1/2 inch thick. So you're going to need to know the measurements of the bolts, etc., if you're going to go with this setup and with the guards that go over the hoses. So we'll cover that as soon as I get back. So my friend went ahead and welded this on, and you can see, put nice welds on there, and there's what the ends look like. So they did a nice job for me. I threw a coat of black paint on it, and now we're going to go ahead and install it on the back here. And then I'm going to show you, I got some longer bolts to go on to the drive motors in the rear to accommodate the thickness of this, along with the covers that go over the pipes there. So let me go ahead and put this on, and then we'll come back and we'll reinstall the guards with the longer bolts, and we'll see what this looks like. So it's on, and I will tell you, if you had a welder, this job would have been a lot easier for me. My buddies did a great job of welding it, but it's hard to be exact when you know you give them measurements, but these things vary in thickness a little bit. So it was a little bit, I couldn't get it on. There's the bottom line. So I grabbed my grinder, and I did a little grinding on the back side here and on this side, and you know, just put in enough grinds and you'll fit it in. So just know that if you're going to take this off site with the measurements and they're going to weld it for you, have a grinder, cheap enough to buy one at Harbor Freight, and just do a little surface grinding. And eventually, I mean, it took probably about 20 minutes of just finessing to get it in there. You can see this ring on the motor, pump right here on this drive motor. I don't know if you can see it in this thing, but there's a little bit that sticks out further than the rest. So that was holding this up from sliding in. So I just had to take a little bit off that inside edge there on this piece itself to get it. So it's on there now, and now we have to get the guards on. So what I did in anticipation of that is, here are the guards. This one goes on this side. I have to now overcome the thickness of this guard, I'm going to call this the back brace, and then the upper guard for the hoses. So look at all the thickness there that has to be accommodated. These bolts probably are long enough to accommodate the thickness of this, but they're going to have a hard time with, you want more threads, I think, to accommodate this. So what I did was I bought some bolts and some washers, and I got some longer bolts. And to be honest with you, I don't know what thicknesses you're going to be dealing with, so you're just going to have to get the bolts that match the thickness of this, plus the length that comes with the machine to get the right size, and then get some washers in order to make up the difference between the thicknesses of what's going to be back here, because this part is going to, I'm going to leave this on this just the way you see it. I'm going to put this guard over it. So it's going to be it's going to have a space there in the back between that and the bolt. So I went to the hardware store and I measured with my micrometer, and the distance is exactly a washer and a stainless steel nut. So I'll just screw those in between it, and that should take care of that gap. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. So just show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put this bolt through here. This is my spacer to go here, back here, and then I use a longer bolt to go in here to make up for the extra thickness here and added to this. So that will be a little longer. I just got these at the hardware store. I think these are, I don't remember the size of these bolts. They're like M20s or something, but I can check on that. But in fact, I have it right here. These are M14 2 by 65 millimeter. So, and they're grade 8. I ordered these from Amazon. So I'll put a link to these in the on the page. And again, that's to make up for the basic 1/2 inch here, plus the thickness of this. These bolts, I put this bolt, the one that came off it, through this. This has a lot of thread on it. So there's still a lot of thread to go through and accommodate this. But I just felt that adding the extra thickness here, I wanted to go back to this original size to secure the back. So that's what I did. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on. I already put this side on. You can see the spacers in the back there. And so this side's done. Let's get this side done. Okay, so it's finished. I have my guards back on for my hoses. I have my bar on in the back to prevent these drive motors from ever bending. If you're doing something and you're getting in a situation, we've seen some in videos and pictures where they have actually bent. This will ensure they do not. This is welded on, so I can go ahead and use this as a tie down. I can weld a hitch on here to pull a wagon. I can do a whole number of things, but this is about as protected as you're going to get guard motors right now. I have my bar in the back. I have my guards on top for the hoses. So I can actually not worry about backing into a stump or something else that might cause me trouble with these drive motors. So is this something that you should do? You decide. It's definitely not mandatory. So that is the last modification I am making to the H15R. I'm considering this machine fully modified and done as far as I'm concerned for what I want it to do. I have a load of gravel in my driveway, and I will be starting my drainage project here in a couple days. So this machine is ready to go to work. So if you like the content that I'm putting out on this channel, please like and subscribe. If you haven't seen my previous videos on my H15R, I will include the playlist here at the end of this video, and you can watch all of the videos that I have made on the H15R, from how I bought it to why I selected it, all the modifications I made, testing it out, etc. So check that out if you get a chance. So until next time, this is Jeff with the Jeffscavator channel, and are you digging or are you filling?